Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Truth hurts. What Sarah Sanders just said will be forever known as de liberal media's fake Russian story die. Sarah Huckabee Sanders just took on the entire White House press corps and kicked all their behinds across the room. She wiped the floor with them, and that is not an easy thing to do. Sure, Sarah makes it look easy, but these are rabid, foaming at the mouth anti-Trump reporters who want nothing more than to inflict maximum damage on President Trump. And today they were ready to pounce. Because Mueller finally charged Paul Manafort in the worst-kept secret in Washington. But there was a shocker today that gave the press some hope they could trap Sarah. Didn't work. Sarah is just too good. What happened was the Justice Department announced that George Papadopoulos, a one-time volunteer for the Trump campaign, pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI. Which is a crime. But the press wanted to turn this into proof against Trump, and Sarah stopped them dead in their tracks with one brutal fact. It has nothing to do with the activities of the campaign, it has to do with his failure to tell the truth. That doesn't have anything to do with the campaign or the campaign's activities, Sarah said. This individual was the member of a volunteer council that met one time over the course of a year. He was not paid by the campaign. He was a volunteer on a council that met once. He reached out and nothing happened beyond that, which I think shows, 1, his level of importance in the campaign, and shows what little role he had in coordinating anything officially for the campaign, she concluded. The truth hurts media, but in this case it is fake narrative destroying. Share if you agree. It's over. ESPN's next move will rain death on the NFL. They'll never bounce back. National anthem protests have plummeted approval ratings for the NFL, but the situation just got worse. It looks like ESPN could give Monday Night Football the axe, according to the Daily Caller. There are reportedly several reasons that would make sense for the network to abandon the long-standing Monday night ritual. First, ESPN somehow managed to ninja their way out of contractual language that requires they carry NFL games in exchange for individual subscription fees. This means that while as true distributors would likely lose their minds should the network drop the games, it's nevertheless open for negotiation. Second, the network can't possibly ignore that ratings have been consistently on the decline since 2015. With coverage costing ESPN a whopping $15 million, it could make sense to cut their losses and move on. Quite frankly, who could be sad to see the great ESPN empire fall after everything it's done to ostracize conservative viewers since Trump was elected last year? A move like this one would inevitably devastate the NFL as well, which has simultaneously upset Trump supporters with the national anthem protests that have dominated headlines all season long. And just when the organization thought the controversy had taken a turn for the better, the Houston Texans staged a massive protest on Sunday in response to team owner Bob McNair's comments that they can't have the inmates running the prison. Yikes! The NFL's situation seems to get worse with every week. Chuck Grassley smacks gloating libs, gives chilling warning to Dems about what's coming next. Chuck Grassley just came out and smacked gloating liberals right across the mouth. The left all came out of the woodwork today to gloat about unrelated, to Trump, charges against Paul Manafort. Then he warned the Democrats, and by that he means you Tony Podesta and the rest of the gang, about what's coming next. According to the Washington Examiner, Chuck said it is high time we started enforcing the FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act, requirements. One of the charges levied against Manafort was failure to register according to FARA. A charge that caused Tony Podesta to step down from his high-powered job because he knows Mueller is out to get him next. I've been raising concerns about lackluster enforcement of this foreign influence disclosure law for years now, regardless of administration or political party," Grassley said. "It should be enforced fairly and consistently, regardless of politics or any other factor." "Correct." Then Chuck gets serious. "The dirty little secret is that lots of people across the political spectrum in Washington have skirted their FARA registration obligations for years with little to no accountability. I've been working on legislation to improve the Justice Department's enforcement of FARA, and expect to introduce it very soon," Chuck added. In other words, Chuck is going to help Trump drain the swamp, and for that he should be commended. LeBron James struck dumb by what Stephen A. Smith just said about NBA players. Love him or hate him, Stephen A. Smith is going to give you his opinion. And after what he just said, the NBA players hate him. Stephen was making a larger point about respect when he lashed out at LeBron James' teammate J.R. Smith for his choice of attire. It is hard to argue with Stephen, not for the reason he gives, that was just nonsensical and funny, but with the larger point about showing respect and dressing for success and being a good role model to all the young folks who look up to these spoiled athletes. According to Breitbart, Stephen went off on the NBA players in a rant for the ages. Junior Smith was sitting on that bench in the fourth quarter with a hoodie on. "I don't know why the hell Nike made these damn uniforms that have hoods attached to it, by the way. You've got a lot of those white folks in the audience that's going to think it's Trayvon Martin being revisited. And I'm not joking about it. The bench is no place for somebody to be wearing hoodies," Smith said. Junior Smith was not pleased, and we are waiting for LeBron James to weigh in, as he seems to on every other topic. Do you agree with Stephen? Let us know below if you do. Joy and Whoopi get totally filthy, air slanderous Trump video today that goes too far. All President Trump's enemies came out to gloat with the charges against Paul Manafort. And none worse than the ladies of The View. The sad part of this gloating is, in order to do it they all had to ignore the facts of the case. Because if they did, they wouldn't be gloating but crying. Because the charges against Manafort actually do more to clear Trump than convict him. As Trump himself tweeted out, these charges are for old financial crimes unrelated to him or his campaign. In other words, no collusion. But Whoopi and Joy didn't mention that in their slanderous hit piece on Trump. Whoopi Goldberg started off the gloating saying the morning has been rather interesting. The audience howled with delight, and they seemed to know there was going to be an epic Trump bashing coming soon. And Whoopi and Joy do not disappoint. They introduced a slanderous video about Trump with Whoopi cautioning her liberal audience, because they believe anything, that the video was not real. To which Joy better belched, "It's not real yet." Hours after Kevin Spacey is accused of sex assault, he gets the worst news of his entire life. Well, it's official, House of Cards won't be back for another season following allegations that came to light against Kevin Spacey over the weekend, according to Fox News. Netflix is officially pulling the plug in response to fans calling for such a move. All of this comes less than 24 hours after actor Anthony Rapp told BuzzFeed that Spacey came onto him at a party when Rapp was only 14 years old. Spacey was 26 at the time. Spacey addressed the allegations almost instantly, and followed up with a confession that blew everyone away. Spacey said he chooses now to live as a gay man. This is a major development by Netflix, which debuted its initial attempt at original programming with the first season of House of Cards. Proving to be an instant success, Netflix followed up with 5 additional seasons. That's coming to an end, however. The show will now end on its 6th following the latest news on Spacey. Some celebrities quickly came out against Spacey this morning, especially given his announcement that he's gay, which many deemed as ill-timed given the allegations. This is undeniably a wise move on Netflix's part considering the incredible controversy surrounding Harvey Weinstein and the mounting allegations made against him over the past few weeks.